Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon. Alright, so today we got a review on the Sony a6300. So I got this camera at the end of February. I got back from holiday. We were in Tenerife and decided to get this camera. So I went with this camera just because it fit my price range. I got it with the kit lens, but then I immediately invested into other lenses with that. So right now we're shooting on the 50mm, the Sony 50mm f1.8. I'm shooting about f2.2, and yeah, I'm really happy with this lens. It is freaking sharp, but you know, it does 4K, 425 or 23 autofocus points or something. For me, I like that it's lightweight. You know, I literally put it in my jacket pocket and I take it with me pretty much everywhere I go, or most places I go, I should say. I love to get pictures of my family, do some filming. I love to make montages for all the trips we do. It's a little bit difficult. I do have two kids, a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, so they can be a handful. But that's why it's nice to have a smaller camera, because then I could just quickly put the lens cap on, put it back in my shirt pocket, and then, you know, grab the kids, run around with them and stuff. The 6K, essentially the 4K image quality, the sharpness is phenomenal, and I'm extremely. I've been impressed by it. To be honest, this is my first like proper camera I've ever bought. So before that, you know, just shooting on your phone. My most used lens, I should say, on this body is a 30mm f1.4 by Sigma, and I use that probably 80% of the time. It's a perfect focal length for me for when I'm just shooting just outside. A lot of people say that like the 35mm focal length is a really good all-around lens. You know, you can get some nice landscapes. It's wide enough for that, and you can throw out the background if you shoot at the lower f number, the f1.4. So let's talk about some of the cons about the 6300. Obviously, it's the overheating. Which, to be honest, that only has happened to me one time, but I can see how that is an issue if you're at a wedding or if you're on a shoot and your camera just overheats and fails. So that is definitely a con. It happened to me at a shoot once. I was filming a dance promo, a dance video, a dance school promo. You know, I just came and showed up and shot it, and yeah. So if I didn't catch any shots, that's all right. I mean, I was there for 2 hours, and they were teaching for, you know, the whole time basically. So I did get enough footage, but I mean, I could only imagine if you're at a wedding, and you know, the bride's walking up, and then you know, your camera fails and overheats. Like, that would totally suck. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to say about this camera is the EVF, the electronic viewfinder. That thing is awesome. You know, I can see if my image is being properly exposed before I take the picture and just snap it, and it is pretty awesome. I've taken a few pictures on a DSLR, but then, you know, some people call it chimping. You take a picture, you look down, you check if you expose properly, and then you make your adjustments, take another picture and do that again. But with the EVF, you don't have any of that. I mean, you see your picture as you're taking it, and it's pretty freaking awesome. It's kind of like shooting with a cell phone in a sense. I mean, cell phones are mirrorless. This generation, really, I mean, that's all we've pretty much shot on. Most of us. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I mean, I remember the days of Polaroids and you know, having to shake it like a Polaroid picture. You know, I remember them days too. But yeah, I mean, shooting on cell phones, you know, you see it properly exposed like pretty much 100% of the time. But with a cell phone, it's all automatic. You don't really control it. Shooting on this thing, I think if you're a beginning photographer, I would recommend a mirrorless camera, just because you can actually see what happens with your shutter or with any of your parameters, and it just makes learning photography and videography that much easier and faster, in my opinion. I mean, the age of the DSLR is probably dying. I mean, yeah, like the dinosaur. Some big old Sony comet is gonna come down and rain fire. That'd be crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much my review on the a6300. Would I recommend this? I would definitely recommend this. I mean, it's kind of the middle of the road camera. You know, it's not your entry level camera. It's I guess they would call it an advanced amateur. And you know, for me, I skipped the entry level cameras. You know, I could have gone with the a6000, but you know, for video purposes, I wanted to shoot 4K. You know, the feature proof all my videos, and to be honest, I just enjoy the sharpness. I mean, I don't have a 4K screen. Yeah, that's pretty much the main reason why I got this camera, is the video capabilities. The still side, it's more of a hobby for me, but I really want to expand my video skills, and this was a camera that I felt would help me out with it. I think future, I would be upgrading to, well, if I were to get a second camera just to have, I'd definitely go with the a6500 for now, because we'll want to have a lot of glasses for it. Not glasses. Well, I have 4 lenses, and they're all APS-C size lenses. So, I mean, if I were to go full frame, I'd have to go full frame lenses, which I don't want to invest in right now. Plus, I think for the full frame, I'm going to wait for the A9S or A9R or A7S3 or something. I don't know what their full frame lineup is going to be, but if I'm going to wait to go full frame. So if I'm going to be upgrading, I'm not even going to call it upgrade. I'm just going to be adding to my kit would be, you know, the a6500, because that has the IBIS. I'd probably have that and shoot that handheld more, and then, you know, put that on the gimbal or put that on my slider, or put the a6300 on the slider and have my a6500 on me, and then I can just put on my gimbal. The IBIS on that is great. I mean, and you can tell the difference even with the OSS on the lenses. I mean, it's really cool to go handheld and just to see the image just kind of float there. I mean, obviously, if you're shaking it, you know, it's not going to smooth stuff out like that. But if you put some effort and try to get smooth, you know, it looks pretty cool. There's so many great cameras out there right now. You got the GH5. You could probably get a GH4 used for a really nice price, and that's some great value. I can't really speak on that because I'm not a user. I went the Sony route. I like the way it looks. I love the way it looks is why I went with it. I mean, the camera looks great too, but I really want to shoot 4K. And as far as 4K goes, I think Sony, in my opinion, has, you know, the best image quality, or at least the most appealing image quality for my look. You know, I'm aiming for that cinematic look. You know, I plan to shoot weddings, and I want to really hone that cinematic look. All right, this is Brandon for Brand One Visuals. I am signing out. I'll get some more videos in for you. I'm going to do some more reviews, maybe some tutorials. I mean, I can't really give too many tutorials. I'm still pretty new at this. And yeah, stay tuned. All right, guys, peace.